The world is changing and opportunities are everywhere. The question is, are you ready to seize them? For far too long, we have been conditioned to think within the constraints of geographical borders created by man. An example is Nigeria. But let me tell you something profound. You are part of the world, not just one nation. You don't just live in Nigeria, you live in the world. It's time to break free, look beyond borders, and seek opportunities that span the globe. You need a world view. The world is open for business, and the opportunities are endless. It's time to think global. It's time to trade global. Visit hfm.com or download the HFM app on Google Play Store or App Store to get started today.
Pianso kamju kenegi kedu ihe na-egbochi gị mgbe ị na-eteta ọbụla ọ bụ maghị otu ụbọchị gị ga-esi wee je na ụbọchị na-aga gịnị na-eme ka obi gị na-agba ọsọ ọ bụ egwu na ị naghị eme nke ọma mgbe o ruru mgbede ọ bụ oge ntakịrị ọzọ na-agụsị gị agụ ike ihe ọbụla ọ bụ chetakwa na ọnwụnwa na nsogbu anaghị akọwa gị kama otu isi wee bilie imeri ha iji kọọ na ihe ị kwenyere na ya otu ahụ ka ihe esi wee nwere onwe gị n'aka ihe na-egbochi gị nweta data na-enweghị oke ya na nkwado batrị ruru awa 6 iji mee ka inwe ijikọ na-enweghị nkwụsị na Airtel 4G 5G Smart Connect gaa n'ụlọ ahịa Airtel dịrị gị nso maka ozi ndị ọzọ. Airtel, ihe kpatara iche echiche.
I say Nigerian, my rice must be premium. I want a stone-free rice. I don't want it gummy rice. That's why I choose Kiara. See, I see they swell Kiara. The aroma they make me hungry. Oh yeah, give me some. From the east to the west, pretty ladies here. Eat 35 bar and protein. Oh yes. From the north to the south, African king rice can be found. Choose Kiara rice, we don't go let you down. Joy, joy, joy. The taste of joy is here. Pretty lady, African king, very good. Proudly Nigeria and Bogu rice.
Experience the taste of joy with Kiara Rice Mills, makers of Pretty Lady, African King, Proudly Nigeria, Red Eagle, and Bogu Rice. Kiara Rice Mills, the taste of joy in every grain.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, torn uniforms, and dirty shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
Nne tinyere m anụ egwu gbara agba ya na afa na bọbụ ibu ịbịazie were umeji anụ dị mma chọ ya bụ ngwugwu mma etelegodu gị biko iwe welago.
For you, wetin dey make you come out from bed for morning? Shey na the sun wey dey rise? Abi na your alarm wey dey ring? No, na that dream, that drive, that unstoppable force wey dey inside you. And you sabi wetin dey fuel that drive? Na to start your day strong with rich creamy taste of Nescafe 3-in-1 wey dey carefully crafted from selected coffee beans. So whatever your hustle be, make you go from maybe or I no fit to I fit and I go do am. Nescafe 3-in-1. Start gidigba, finish gidigba.
Little body, big moves. Little brain, big learning. Your little child is eager to do big things. Every sachet of Cerelac Junior comes with the nutrition.
For relevance and agitating for their voices to be heard, Magic 102.9 FM Aba has taken a giant leap by providing the needed platform that captures the essence of your individual, corporate, and most importantly, your political needs.
You see, the government is trying, but it's just this insecurity.
Yes, showcase your aspirations, opinions, and more as a politician, political party, government, community, organization, association, and more. Join Magic 102.9 FM Aba on People and Politics, Mondays to Fridays at 9 a.m. For inquiries and participation, please call 0903-282-3717. People and Politics, providing the alternative voice within the democratic space.
It's People in Politics today. I am Bonnie Onugu.
Anastasia Odochi Uchenna, and this morning we'll tell you that former President Olusegun Obasanjo says democracy is dying in Africa. We'll give you his angle to that conversation. Also, Obasanjo, Atiku, Tambo, while others meet in Abuja. I did not apologize. This is coming from Senator Natasha Akpoti. And also we hear that some of her constituents from Kogi Central yesterday submitted a recall letter to INEC. We come home. Governor Alex Oti pays a surprise visit to Abia State University. Enugu Anambra CPs plot crackdown on criminals in both states. Jailbreak. 3 inmates recaptured. Manhunt intensifies for the others. That's the jailbreak that happened in Kogi State. And PDP Publicity Secretary has received knocks over comment on Supreme Court ruling. Please join the conversation on Facebook. It is Magic FM Aba. Like us. We'll talk about what I just mentioned to you and other stories as well. Please stay tuned.
All right, Nigerian former presidents are also towing the line that they hardly, comment on the activities and actions of current presidents because of the tension it would raise in the land. But because of what is happening in Rivers State, and because he's an Ijoman, he had to comment. And I think the summary of what he said, that across the 3 arms of government there is absolute failure. And he knocked more on the judiciary, just to summarize it. And I think President Olusegun Obasanjo has just said about the same thing.
Well, for me, I'm not even sure that democracy is dying. I think that democracy never existed. When you say something is dying, means it existed and is gradually declining. For me, I don't think it ever existed. Where is the democracy in a country where someone will be awaiting trial and spend 15 years in jail for awaiting trial? This matter never came up for 15 years. Where is the democracy? Where is the democracy?
That aspect had not been, imputed in the Constitution. And so we had an Obasanjo who removed Alamis, he had the way he did. An Obasanjo who declared a state of emergency in Ekiti State. An Obasanjo who declared a state of emergency and even removed the governors in, not just in Ekiti, but in Plateau as well, and many other things. Some people have said, yes, being a military man, just coming from jail, and then the military hangover at the time, that, we could say, okay, that one is in the past. But we have also had an example during the days of Jonathan, and it's been said time and time again, but we need to keep repeating it, that there was the real reason for stay. A man who is in a vegetative state still ruling the country. And all his top shots are all people in their 80s and, heading up to 90. Look at Museveni in Uganda and a whole lot of places. So where is the democracy? But I quarrel because we have what we call the Interparliamentary is it commission or organization, of which Nigeria is also a signatory. Interparliamentary organization which Nigeria has headed to. But what have they said about what is happening, even at that level internationally, coming down to our regional bloc? What has he been able to say? And back home in Nigeria, those who say, no, this is not the way it should be, would never be reckoned.
Described Emeka as a patriot, a long-standing associate whose birthday is a moment of reflection.
Well, the big boys also have, ways and means, of enjoying themselves. It's just to target colloquium or symposium, whichever way it goes, but it was a birthday celebration. After all the talks, what next? But again, it's the gathering of, political heavyweights who have alignment in most cases. And I can also think still, where the alignments will be reinforced. And that is basically what is happening. And it's all towards 2027. Well, you say you don't know whether he can still be called a former governor.
As former Miss World. Because the circumstances that made your declaration to happen have been reversed by the other declaration. It is just normal. But yeah, like you did observe in Nigeria, too many abnormal things are normal.
So you just talked about context and content. Context and content.
Mwanansubu anagi akọwage kama otu isi wee bilie imeri ha iji kọọ na ihe kwenyere na ya otu ahụ ka ihe esi wee nwere onwe gị n'aka ihe na-egbochi gị nweta data na-enweghị oke ya na nkwado batrị ruru awa 6 iji mee ka inwe ijikọ na-enweghị nkwụsị na Airtel 4G 5G Smart Connect gaa n'ụlọ ahịa Airtel dịrị gị nso maka ozi ndị ọzọ. Airtel, ihe kpatara iche echiche.
I say Nigerian, my rice must be premium. I want the stone-free rice. I don't want it gummy rice. That's why I choose Kiara. See, I see they swell Kiara. The aroma they make me hungry. Oh yeah, give me some. From the east to the west, pretty ladies here. Eat 35 bar and protein. Oh yes, from the north to the south, African king rice can be found. Choose Kiara rice, we don't go let you down. Joy, 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 the taste of joy is here. Pretty lady, African king, very good. Proudly Nigeria, and Bogu rice.
Experience the taste of joy with Kiara Rice Mills, makers of Pretty Lady, African King, Proudly Nigeria, Red Eagle, and Bogu Rice.
Ya bụ na ị mara banyere smart cash.
Ha na-enye ọtụtụ onyinye. Send ya na number
of the sexual harassment and abuse of office. Okay, they are demanding her recall. The INEC should initiate the recall process as provided for in Section 69 of the 1999 Constitution and INEC's regulation. They are also asking INEC to declare her seat vacant and pave way for a fresh election.
Well, the whole drama around Natasha Uduaghan Akpoti SUA. Well, we're now beginning to see clearly that democracy indeed, Nigeria is a civilian government rather than a democracy. And of course, there are every parameters, every yardsticks with which we can measure, that assertion. So let's go back to the first instance of Uduaghan Akpoti, telling people to disregard, her apology and all that. I haven't seen anywhere where she did it. And because of her persona, because of the issues at hand, one would have also seen, the media in all forms awash all. And the energy with which she spoke, and the fact that it was more like, a head of state in the middle of security men being led to a function and being escorted back. If you see on video those who actually were with that woman. Now, sentimentally I could say woman against woman, but the crux of the matter is you are recalling her for what? That she wasn't representing properly, or the fact that she had reason to speak in the manner she did against what she didn't like, and then you're fabricating all manner of things? Well, INEC has received it. I even read somewhere that they
doubting that they deceived us. Like, are we in a country?
We are not in a country. Yeah, we are in a country, but we are not in a nation. We're in a country.
Christ.
If we were to be in a nation, this is the job of the DSS.
Person catch you red-handed. You still carry your leg. What kind of INEC office to submit letter?
The job of the police.
Oh goodness!
If indeed the counter voices against the charade were true or false, it needed to be investigated so that which was taken to INEC would not be taken to, and if it was seen to be false, those who said otherwise would also be apprehended. But is somebody who goes to catch a fowl that will bring a machine gun to chase? Somebody who is doing his job that will be suspected to be a Yahoo, and then they'll be flying his fence. That is what we see in this country. On a very serious note, men who had nothing to do with the clergy were dressed as bishops. Who investigated it? Now we are seeing people, because the place has been impoverished, poverty has been weaponized against the people. And so when they hear about a pack of noodle, they rush in their multitude And that's the reason they could stop people who were supposed to be at their workplaces, if indeed there are works to do, summoning them to a place, and then of power. That is what we have in Nigeria. Can we ever begin to think about the true democracy? Can the African Union, ECOWAS, can they come together as regional and continental bloc to say, look, why don't we toe this line? Nigeria had been a champion, where, for instance, we had usurpation of powers, and Nigeria was a champion in ensuring that those who toppled the governments in other countries never gained power. So why is our own different? Anyway.
What do you say? Why is our own different? Well, we got to Abia State. The governor, Alex Oti, has expressed shock, disappointment over the deplorable state of facilities at the Abia. The students on the campus who trooped out of their hostels to catch a glimpse of the governor, they expressed displeasure about the situation as well. I quote him, "I just came to see things for myself, and I thought I should take you and the university management by surprise. I'm happy to see you, but I'm very unhappy with the state of facilities. The condition under which you live cannot allow you to do any academic work," unquote. It's a long note actually, but it is what it is.
Well, Mr. Governor, I think we can borrow a leaf from the president. Please declare a state of emergency in education. And I want to take it to the level of infrastructure. And talking about infrastructure, we take it from the primary through the secondary to the university. Thank God that the good man there, who is the vice chancellor, the faculty of law shouldn't go in the first place, because even the ones there, by his statement, by his assessment, by his observation, are not going through the best of times. As a matter of fact, the Mami market there is something else. And then talking about hostels, thank God for the individual, private hostels there, which people are using to make a whole lot of money. Well, it's their business. All institutions in the country actually have, private hostels around, so there's no big deal about that. But I think, having spoken, please, you must live the talk and walk the talk, Mr. Governor. And it should not just about the university, but all 24 hours job to be done.
They can't even
within
achieve
a certain
it.
section of the school where they will take him on a facility tour now. I like the fact that the governor did what he did. If a governor now says he's coming to a primary school, there will be a facelift overnight. They will even paint stones. They will arrange stones and paint them. You will see where they will get a student, for instance, who is artistic in nature to write Alex Oti with stones, and they'll paint it. Maybe in the color of the.
Having said that, Bonnie, I also like the fact that the governor saw things for himself, because some staff of APSU did complain to me privately that when the governor came on board, he did shut down some of their accounts where they used to do their miscellaneous. So now, every cutting grass, they know they get money to cut grass because you have to apply. So now that the governor has seen this, maybe he should also release a method or a way or an account or whatever, any way where money will be domiciled, that when you want to do any small thing like cutting grass, you don't need to apply to the government's house. Well, I think that should also yesterday will not sleep
around the country.
I know.
When ASU have been fighting, they never fought for their salaries alone. And I recall that ASU's, the federal government set up what they called a needs assessment, in which case the assessment team would go to the different universities, look at what they needed so that they'll be funded. I recall pretty well that then Senator, always a senator if you were Senator, Gabriel Suswam, former governor of Benue, was actually the one who led the need assessment team from the government. Did it work? No. The federal government has ordered the immediate probe into the prison break at the Kotonkarfi Correctional Center in Kogi State. Minister of Interior Olubomi Tunji Ojo gave the order on Monday, according to his aide, Babatunde Alao. In a statement, were captured. The minister said his men would leverage the services, biometrics, and deployed technology solutions to capture the escapees. Well, it's not the first time we're having prison or jailbreak in the country. Recall that the most massive was the one that happened in Kuje, where it was a targeted one, and terrorists who were in prison all escaped. And
well, reports coming from Rivers is that the head of service has resigned, Dr. George Nweke. The administrator says he appreciates the immense contribution he has shown in the short period he served. In the interim, Dr. Mrs. Iyingi Brown, the Permanent Secretary Welfare Office of the Head of Service, has been appointed in acting capacity until a new head of service is appointed. Meanwhile, congratulating her on her appointment, the administrator, Vice Admiral retired Ibokete Ekwe Ibas, assured the people of Rivers of his commitment to neutrality, peace, and stability.
Has not sat to consider the judgment. I know for a fact that our national legal advisor is not yet in possession of the judgment. So I'm saying that any political party does not have the imagination that one officer, especially a publicity secretary, represents the totality of the BOT, of the Governors Forum, of the NWC when they haven't met and made any pronouncement. A publicity secretary of a party, so to speak.
Show me comments were made after the Supreme Court had nullified previous rulings that removed Senator Samuel Anyanwu as the National Secretary of the PDP, declaring that party leadership matters are internal affairs beyond the jurisdiction of the courts. This ruling I said the what's his name now, Olugwagba, would have been speaking on the fact that prior to the judgment, Ode Okoye was favored by the party, and I think that was after one of their meetings.
That was at the lower court. When Supreme Court overruled it, he shouldn't even say
so
that.
What it means now is that it's for the party to decide who should be. If they insist and if they still favor Ode, then Ode automatically is. But for the fact that Anyanwu had fought them, across board judicially or legally, I want to believe that there will be those who are angry with him. Even there are those who are not happy with the national chairman and
I was
a whole lot of others
with
and all that. Anyway, let's go on a break. We'll be back.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids. Little body, big moves. Little brain, big learning. Your little child is eager to do big things. Every sachet of Cerelac Junior comes with the nutrition
Quartz lubricants and keep your engines younger for longer. Experience Total Energies premium lubricants through the years.
Hey, yes, so now so you take no malaria-free community. For me, I no fear malaria again, no. Sake of say, Malanta day for me. With double artemeter and lumefantrine, with the inside Malanta, my day today no get wahala jare. That's now why happy malaria-free community they talk say Malanta. It's solid and it work wella. Malanta. You know they tear pocket. Malanta. Now for man and woman. Malanta gear. Now for papa and the mama. Malanta gear.
We don't let white to be white. There's no way for them black to be black. So Nigerians are calling black white, and they're calling white black. Even if you defend that this is white, they say no, it is white, it is black. When it is red, they say no, it is white. So this is solution we find ourselves. Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome.
My name is Elvis. I'm calling from Imo State.
Politicians will not achieve the democracy. It's one of the sweetest system of government to say, but we've not used it well. Just look at what happened in Rivers State. Look at what happened at Lekki, where the president or anybody can order the military to go and shoot the civilians, and that happened. If it's where democracy rules, they will be investigated and punished. Look at what is happening in Rivers State. If it's where democracy is working, it cannot stand.
All right, thank you, sir.
They brought the judiciary over to where the INEC will do anyhow, and they haven't still changed that law that says INEC should be using beavers, or it should be strictly on beavers if they really want all these things to work. But they are keeping it in 2027.
All right.
Thank you, sir, for
sharing
sharing
your
your
thoughts.
thoughts. Okay, life manipulated. Ubong Mackenzie. I think our pattern of democracy is in life support machine. What a shame. Ubong Emmanuel Simba, meaning of democracy in Nigeria is not demonstrated in the three arms of government. Nanta Samuel, Governor Oti is the reason APSU is in a dilapidated condition after almost 2 years of turning the institution into a revenue-generating institution for the state with his policy somersault. His media hype for public sympathy will not last. Nanta Samuel, okay, I just read one from you. Hyacinth Obona, Nigerian type of democracy is evidently different from the type practiced in the country we copied. See media concept, democracy is dead, not dying. Nnamdi Ezebora, democracy is dying according to Obasanjo because the democracy is the best form of government. It is better than military rule. Izinwa Orwell Eberi.
So the party now has the choice to make. Simple. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Big morning. This is Mr. Steve calling from Owerri.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Please. Yeah, the took state, sir. You should take it or leave it, sir. You know, Samuel Anyanwu is on the payroll of the Imo.
One bit. Otherwise, we can as well say that the People's Redemption Party of Aminu Kano is still the same thing we have today. There is a clear difference. Hello?
Oh, good morning, Annie and Ben.
You're welcome.
Morning, yes. My name is Ediwan and I'm calling from Abba. I want to talk about this Supreme Court judgment in Rivers State concerning that telling CBN not when they look at.
And there were superior powers. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good morning, Magic.
Yes, quickly, please.
Yes.
We're running out of time.
I'm calling from Abba this morning.
Okay.
Talking about democracy in Nigeria, I want people to understand what the problem we have. We allow our emotion over these issues. Most of these leaders only talk when it favors them. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo was a democratic president. We know what he did. We know how many Senate presidents that was impeached under him.